Our next headline raised a lot of eyebrows when it happened. This one from the Washington Post. Supreme Court upholds legislative prayer at council meetings. There's so much more behind the headline, though. First, the story. The Supreme Court ruled in a case involving the City Council of Greece, New York. The council starts their meetings with a prayer. That practice was challenged. The court sided with the City Council, saying basically that prayer is protected. Justice Anthony Kennedy said, in essence, if you don't want to hear the prayer, you can leave the room. But they were split when it came to the issue of prayer content. The dissenters, 4 of the 9 justices, said those prayers should be more inclusive and non-denominational. Georgia State University law professor Eric Siegel is fired up about the decision. He's also the author of a book, Supreme Court Myths: Why the Supreme Court is Not a Court and Its Justices Are Not Judges. And he joins me now. Professor Siegel, so what literally did take place at these meetings?
Good morning, Michael. Thanks for having me on. Starting prior to 1999, the Greece Town Council had a moment of silence before every single session, and I think that's a wonderful way to begin a government session. Beginning in 1999, they began having Christian prayers, and for 8 years, they had exclusively Christian prayers, 2/3 of which referred to Jesus or some explicitly Christian symbol. And this is very serious for people who have to go to the town council and ask for a zoning permit or a variance or debate some other local issue. And it's a pretty small place. And they were asked to bow their heads to Jesus. So if you don't want to do that, it's a fairly coercive thing. The lower court struck it down and said it was unconstitutional because of the lack of inclusiveness of having 8 years of only Christian prayers.
I get what you're saying. So I'm Muslim, I'm Jewish, I'm Buddhist, I'm agnostic, and I'm there because I need a variance to build an addition to my house, and holy smokes, now everybody's bowing their head. What am I to do? But does it run afoul of the Constitution? I have my pocket copy with me, and of course it reads in the First Amendment, Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. Does this run afoul of the Constitution?
It does, and there are 2 provisions in the First Amendment. The free exercise clause says government can't punish you for your religion. They can't tax you unequally. They can't put you in prison for your beliefs. The establishment clause is to stop the government from rewarding religion too much. And even the most conservative justices, at least prior to this case, took the position that the government is not allowed to favor one religion over another. But in this case, that's exactly what happened. And what Justice Kennedy did on behalf of the other 4 conservatives was read the Establishment Clause out of the Constitution for purposes of legislative prayer. And Michael, this is such a tough and easy issue all at the same time. If we were talking about abortion, affirmative action, guns, or campaign finance reform, I would say this is complicated. This is hard stuff, and there's no easy solutions. In this case, there is an easy solution, and it's worked in public schools. Have a moment of silence.
Okay, let me play devil's advocate and ask you this. What of the argument that says this is a Christian community, and therefore it reflected the views of the community that it was serving?
It is not a Christian community under the United States Constitution.
In other words, there's no such thing as a Christian community under the Constitution.
And all 8 of the 9 justices believe that. We're not sure about Justice Thomas, who said some outrageous things in his concurring opinion, which nobody else joined on that point. But the point is, in the eyes of the Constitution, there is no Christian state, there is no Christian country. We are the United States of America, where Christians and Jews and Muslims and agnostics and atheists should all have the right to go to their town council and be treated equally.
Professor, one other aspect of this, because the American people are accustomed to 5-4 decisions, liberals on one side, conservatives on the other. The question is, which way is Kennedy going to swing? There's a different way of looking at this outcome, which is to say they broke along religious lines. Explain.
So a lot of people, and a new poll just came out showing Americans think that the Supreme Court is more political than legal. And my answer to that is, it's not more political, but it is all about values. It's not about law. So 5 white Catholic men who practice their religion aren't used to being in a room where they are in the minority. 3 Jewish justices and Justice Sotomayor, who my understanding is a non-practicing Catholic, they know what it feels like to be an outsider. That's what decides Supreme Court cases. Experience, values, personalities, not the law, and that's exactly what happened in this case.
They broke, to say it differently, they broke along religious lines, perhaps in addition to ideological lines. Eric Siegel, thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Michael.
So that headline again from the Washington Post, Supreme Court upholds legislative prayer at council meetings. What I would have written, Supreme Court relegates atheists to non-constitutional status.